Hey, Ineffably Sublime podcast community, I'm Beej.
And I'm Mitch.
And we are your guides through the fascinating realms of our show. Here at Ineffably Sublime, we're all about mind-bending discussions, intriguing insights, and a touch of whimsy.
We love to believe this podcast is where curiosity meets laughter. Let's embark on another episode of Ineffably Sublime.
Hey there, Sublime Squad. Thanks for joining us for another rousing edition of Ineffably Sublime. And I think this is episode 19, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, but pretty sure it's 19. Hey, Mitch, how we doing?
Doing well. How are you doing, bud?
Spectacular.
Good, good.
Hey, Jeremy texted me yesterday. I don't know if he texted you, but he texted me a picture of him eating a fucking peanut butter burger.
Yes. Yep, I got it. Yes. Because he wrote, because he had the burger and he had a jar of Jif peanut butter. He says, I know it's not Reese's, but here we go. So then I asked him how it was. Then he said, he said, it was all right. I'd do it again.
Yeah, that's what I asked him the same thing this morning. And he said it was all right. I'd do it again. He said it was mushroom onion with pepper jack from Eaton Park, so nothing fancy. He said, I really didn't taste the peanut butter. Next time I'll just, try a plain burger. My wife grills up, and I said, make sure your burger's nice and wet.
Ew. Why does it have to be wet?
You want a wet burger.
Oh. Why?
Do you like a dry burger?
I think.
Really?
I don't know if I've had a wet. What do you mean wet? Like wet in the middle or wet in the... Like, where's the wetness?
You just want your burger to be, juicy.
Oh, okay, like a juicy burger. Okay. Like when you bite down, you get, like, the juices.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. When you're saying wet, I'm thinking it's like
not
wet.
Water. Like, you want just like a, not a dry burger. Like,
yeah.
And I told him sometimes when you grill a burger, it, like, sucks all the moisture out of them. They're good, but they aren't great.
Yes. Yeah, they're dry. Okay, I got you now.
And
you had me lost on wet.
I'm trying to avoid the M word.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's a. I don't mind saying it though. You want me to say it?
No.
Because we'll lose. What is it, Amanda? Right?
Yeah. Well, it depends. I mean, when we were at that game the other night singing "Sweet Caroline," I said Mitch hates this song. She goes, "Ooh, record it for him."
Oh. Well, then I'm going to say moist then. Meh, there we are. Oh, it made me so... I hate that. I hate that song.
As soon as I heard it started, I was like, ooh, Mitch hates this song. She's like, yeah, let's record it. I was like, yeah, let's do that. So I got my phone out and started recording it. I was like, yeah.
What made it even worse is I could tell you were waving. I could tell you were doing what the crowd was doing. And you were like playing along with it. Like that this song should mean something. This song is stupid. This song is the dumbest song other than Sweet Child of Mine. It's the dumbest song out there. Well, no, there's a couple other really dumb songs. I hate that song. I hate it.
I just thought it was so funny. And instead of the part that goes, bum, 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 they kept saying, let's go, Hawks. And I thought,
that's even worse. That might be even...
It was funny. It was a good game though, man. It was great.
Did the Hawks win?
Yeah, they took them down. I think it was like 5-3.
Nice. Ooh, so you got a good score in hockey game.
Yeah, it was 5-3. They tied it up after the second quarter, and then they came back and scored twice. It was great, and I saw a couple fights.
Oh.
I think one dude even got. I could be wrong here, but I think one dude just straight got ejected from the fucking game because he was really going at one dude. Like they were not having it.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. You got to see, you got to really see the full effect of a hockey game because you don't really get to see fights
in NHL.
Yeah. I mean, they happen, but they don't happen. Feels like they don't happen as often as they used to. I'll say it that way.
Yeah, I mean the refs are very quick to knock them down.
Yeah, I think I did see. What was it yesterday in an NHL game? There was a fight. I don't know if it was right at the very beginning of the game. I'm trying to look to see if I can find it.
Oh, the Pens game?
No, it wasn't the Penguins game. Was there a fight in the Penguin game though? Oh, there was. I did hear about that.
Yeah, there was a couple of them. But yeah, there was one where they took they ran into the goalie and they were not having it.
What the heck? I think it was. Oh, it was a different game. It was like a full on they dropped the gloves, the refs separated, and they just let them wail on each other for a couple minutes. Well, I shouldn't say a couple minutes. It felt like a couple minutes.
Was it at the Bruins game?
Maybe.
I don't know. I thought maybe there was a fight at the Bruins game.
Could have been. I wish I would have saved it. I don't see it anywhere.
Yeah, I was listening to that game on my way to Johnstown, and I was like, "This is pretty." It started off pretty good, and then it ended really badly. So,
I just typed in NHL fight. Nope, that was from February. Oh hell, you never know. I might have dreamt that there was a fight.
Anyway, it was pretty cool, and
that's good.
The hell was I just gonna say? Yeah, they did all sorts of. It was like dog night at the thing. So they had dogs there.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so there's a bunch of dogs there, and anytime they'd score and the whole crowd would absolutely erupt, I was like, "This is fucking crazy." The dogs would go absolutely bonkers. Yeah. I was like, "This is nuts, dude." And the very first thing I noticed, I don't know why I was expecting it to be more noisy, but it wasn't that. It was very quiet.
Oh, that's good. That makes it even better too.
I was like, "This is a very quiet game." I don't know if I was just expecting to hear just more noise down on the rink, but there just wasn't. And I don't know if that's a result of just only watching it on TV and listening on the radio. It's just always have a narrator.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there watching it and I'm like, yeah, commentator. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, there's nobody saying anything right now. I was like, this is weird. And then they would score and the whole crowd would just be like, it's like, holy fuck, this is awesome. And then there was a guy that was behind me and he was unnaturally passionate about the Johnstown Tomahawks, which is fine. You know what I mean? Not because they're just an NAHL or whatever. So I don't really know where they stand in terms of leagues.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And Amanda's husband was yeah, they're kind of just wannabes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And this dude was straight so passionate, and he was yelling just crazy shit. And he was yelling at the refs. Every time the refs would come by, they would get booed. And this dude was just yelling, get him in the box. It's the second fucking time. He was really passionate.
I can't stand those kind of fans.
And he's got a straight up Tomahawks jersey on. And I was confused because the back of his jersey said Nedeljkovic.
Oh.
And I thought, is that the guy from the Penguins? But I can't figure out if it is or isn't. It's not the same number. But the back of his jersey said that. And so unless that dude's last name is that, I have no idea why his jersey said that.
Yeah.
But
I'm not sure
regardless, it was pretty fun. It was a good first hockey experience, and I definitely want more. So
yeah. Well, that's good. Yeah, like I said, I think the next step you need to do is probably, like you said, maybe a Penn State hockey game.
Yeah. So I was talking to a guy yesterday I took my son for a haircut, and there was a guy there, and he just struck up a conversation with me, and I said, yeah, we went hockey game last night, and he was like, oh, the Penguins? I said, no. I said, the Tomahawks. He's like, oh, Tomahawks are fun. He's like, you should check out Penn State. He's like, they're always a really good time. They have a really nice state-of-the-art arena, and tickets aren't too terrible, and he said it's always a real good time. So
yeah, like I said, I'm hoping someday to do a Penguin game. Hey, the way they keep stinking it up here, you might get a good price or two for some tickets here as the season goes.
I know. There was a couple people on a Facebook group that were selling some yesterday for $40 for the pair.
Oh my.
And I was like, wow, but it was literally next weekend, and I'm or this coming weekend or something I couldn't make it to.
Yeah.
I was it's very short notice.
Yeah, it felt like yesterday's game against Edmonton, there looked like to be quite a few empty seats.
I mean, they probably were smart because I knew I said to Tammy, even as a new hockey fan, I was like, you ready to watch the Penguins lose today? I knew they were going to lose against the Oilers. Oilers are awesome.
Yeah, Oilers are very good.
Yeah, they're a great team, and Connor McDavid is fucking killer. So,
I love Edmonton's uniforms, their jerseys.
oh yeah, they're awesome.
The home jersey, oh my god, yeah. Like I think I've mentioned it on here. Like my first recollection of NHL hockey was the Oilers and the Islanders.
Ooh, I like their jerseys too.
Yeah, yeah. And like I said, that's the first like ever hockey games I remember watching, because back in the mid-late 80s when I started to kind of watch it, but you know, then again, I was like 8 years old, so I didn't know any better. But on TV, that's the first jerseys I remember seeing are Edmonton's and the New York Islanders, because those were they were like the two top teams back then. Because
oh yeah,
the Oilers had Gretzky and Mark Messier, and I think their goalie was like Grant Fuhr was his name. I cannot remember a single player for the Islanders, but I just always remember those jerseys always stuck out to me. And I always said if I ever would buy a jersey other than a Penguins, right up there would be Edmonton's and the Islanders.
Yeah, they're sick.
Yeah.
Now, as far as jerseys go, as big of a fan as I am of the black and yellow color scheme, I really do like in the Oilers. I love the Kraken jerseys. Their home jerseys are fucking sick.
Those are cool jerseys. Yeah.
And they're brand new. The Tampa Bay jerseys, they're like black and blue. They're fucking awesome.
I don't think I've seen those yet. I bet you that would be cool.
They're really cool. I really like I always have like an affinity for lightning bolts. And I just like think their logo is dope. But
yeah.
That and then the Devils.
Oh, okay. Devils are a good one.
Are fucking sick.
Yep. Yeah, there's see, I'm like an old school. I like the old they were the Quebec Nordiques. You'll have to look up what their jerseys looked like when they were I don't know, I can't remember what team did that. I think that team ended up moving to the Colorado Avalanche now. See, this is when I wish we had Brett Stewart, because he'd be able to answer these questions for me.
They're like blue? They're like blue jerseys?
Yeah.
They're sweet.
Yep. Yeah. I like the Hartford Whalers uniforms too. I like their jersey.
Like the current day ones, or are they old?
No, they're old. Hartford Whalers, they don't exist anymore.
They're green.
Yeah. Yeah, but I like the emblem. I always like their emblem.
Oh yeah.
I'm kind of a sucker for teams that don't exist, like their uniforms, like baseball. I have a Montreal Expos hat. The Montreal Expos, they haven't, let's see, I think they moved to Washington. I think it was like 98 or 99, maybe a little bit later. But I always loved their jersey. And it's just really simple. It's just 3 letters, but they were red, white, and blue. And then I found a hat at TJ Maxx one time, and I ended up buying it. Like football, like Houston Oilers, like they don't exist anymore. But the team that they are now, this past year, they broke out the old uniforms. So like I said, I'm a sucker for teams that don't exist anymore, their uniforms.
That's pretty. I mean, that's interesting. Like I always like the Mighty Ducks uniforms, pretty cool.
Yeah, they're not bad. They're not bad.
And then like in that movie with Sean William Scott, Goon. The Halifax Highlanders. They have their jerseys look almost identical to Edmonton's.
Oh, I think you're right. I do remember seeing. Yep, there it is. Okay.
Yeah, they're real close, but they're fucking cool. Like.
Yep, Highlanders. Yeah, those are cool. There it is. You can buy t-shirts and sweatshirts of their logo.
Yeah.
Yep. Cool.
Good movie. Yeah, that very little hockey happens in that movie. It's all just fights. Like, that's all that movie's about. It's just like, we're gonna put you out there. You're just gonna fucking conk people in the head.
Yeah, like I said, I always had that saved on Netflix that I was gonna watch it. And completely forgot, and now it's gone. I don't even believe it's on Netflix now.
It's on there.
Is it?
I think so. I watched it somewhere recently. The second one is on there, but I think it's still available. Maybe Peacock. I definitely watched it. I streamed it recently.
Okay. I'll have to, 'cause I've always liked Sean William Scott. I don't know, what it is about him that I like, but I've always liked a lot of the stuff he's done. Oh, yep, there it is. Where to Watch, Peacock.
Yep, I knew it was somewhere like that. And then the sequel is on Netflix still.
Oh, okay.
It's not that good though.
Yeah, I'm on Peacock. I'm actually on Peacock right now. I decided to come out here into the living room and do the show today. Hopefully I don't lose my microphone. Because I got all the dogs work. I was cuddling with the dogs and I thought, you know what? I don't feel like moving, so I'm staying here. So I got the TV on and I have there's a show called Dan Patrick's Show. It's a sports show. I've got that on right now. Yeah. Yeah, because in sports news, the Pittsburgh Steelers got Russell Wilson as their quarterback. So I was kind of
Where's he from?
He was with Denver the last 2 years. Before that, he was with Seattle. He was really good. Then he went to Denver. He was pretty bad 2 years ago. Last year, he put up some decent numbers, but then they benched him because he wouldn't take a pay cut. So as Steeler fans, this whole offseason's been kind of touchy anyway with the whole quarterback situation. What do they do with who they got? And, then this Russell Wilson was available. And then it was like, half the fan base said that would be great. Half the fan base said it would suck. I kind of keep going back and forth. And here at midnight last night, he decided he signed with the Steelers for this year. So I'm just kind of watching these shows just to see what what these guys think. And, nationally, they're like, yeah, it's an upgrade, so.
Hey, I mean, that sounds pretty cool. I'm going to be depending on, you and Brant to, try to teach me football shit because I'm going to try to follow it this next season.
Yeah. Oh, I'll teach you everything I know, which will be about 15 minutes and then we'll be done. So yeah, that'll do it with our sports talk for the day.
Yeah, why not?
We hit up on the Penguins suck. The Steelers, who knows what the Steelers are going to be. Too early to tell.
As this guy handed me this jersey, I was like, oh man, thanks. He goes, yeah, it's an authentic jersey. It's in great shape. I'm like, yeah, I'm excited. He goes, yeah, they're not a good team.
But what's funny is, there's like, everyone's like, oh, they suck. They still have a winning record, so it's like, yeah, they suck, but they don't suck, if that makes sense.
I mean, they have a team of legendary people, from everything that I've been following, you know what I mean? As new as it still is to me, like I've sucked up a lot of fucking knowledge and, talking to you and talking to Ryan and, talking to Gavin and just, learning yeah, they might suck, but we're, it's looking like we're in for a rebuild.
Yeah. Oh, excuse me. I didn't mean to get on there.
No, you're good. And I have to hand it to Brett, being a Capitals fan. They fucking butt stomped them the other day, man.
Yeah,
absolutely destroyed them. So they are not doing great right now. And I think that they're going to rebuild into something probably okay. I hope.
Yeah, like this general manager that they got, he does pretty well at getting pieces together, from what I gather. Now, like I said, this is another one of those. I don't really have a whole lot of expertise when it comes to this stuff. I'm just kind of going by what, I'm seeing by reputable people on, on the Google machine and the World Wide Web. That this dude that they got is, he's pretty good. I think his big thing was he got teams good, but they never really ever ended up winning the Stanley Cup.
And what's his name?
Isn't it Kyle Dubas?
Dubas? Yeah.
Dubas?
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I keep, because sometimes after they lose, I'll get on a thread and someone will be like, fire Sullivan. Like, who the fuck is that? I don't know who that is.
Oh, so that's the head coach, Sully.
Okay. Yeah. So people were just talking about firing that guy.
Yeah, I think it might be time to move on. Not that it goes back to when you don't know, because this happens in every sport. The coach is always the scapegoat. And sometimes it is the coach's fault. because he doesn't put the players in the right positions to succeed. He benches guys that shouldn't be benched, plays guys, there's a whole big long line of that. But a lot of times it boils down to, well, yeah, but he's not the one, like Letang yesterday. That first goal that they gave up, what the hell was he passing? Why was he trying to pass in the middle of the frickin' I don't want to say court. Do I say rink?
I mean,
it's a rink, but it's
rink.
Not a field. Well, he was trying to pass in the middle. So that goal, it's like, okay, well, that had absolutely nothing to do with Sullivan. That's not his fault that Letang was passing like a doofus. And then the second goal they gave up, it's like, well, that's not Sullivan's fault. So the coach is sometimes, like I said, when coaches have been in the same place for a while, sometimes their message goes stale. The players don't respond as well.
I think it was, I don't know if you probably weren't watching it, but I was watching during the Jaromir Jagr thing. And he was at the game yesterday, and he was at a couple of the games during his retirement ceremony and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And he basically came right out and he's just like, shoot the fucking puck.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, you're spending too much time passing to, how did he word it? He worded it in a really foreign way.
Mm-hmm.
Your respect for one another far exceeds shooting the puck.
Yeah. Well,
they keep passing it to the big players because they want them to score.
Yeah,
because their respect is high.
Yeah,
but
and
shoot the fucking puck.
The guys that were doing the games yesterday. Well, the one Eddie Olczyk is his name, and he was a head coach for the Penguins years and years ago. Pretty much right before they started to get real good. And that's what he was even, a couple different times early in the game, Malkin would have open shots and he would pass it. He's like, why is Malkin not shooting? He should be shooting. He's passing. He's like, I don't understand why all they're doing right now is just passing.
Yeah, that's all they ever do. It's crazy because I'll watch, I started out watching Bruins games and I was like, man, this is they're really on it.
Mm-hmm.
They know exactly what the fuck is going on, and it's so organized. The play is very good. All of that's really good. And then I sat down and I was like, finally, I can watch the Penguins once I figured it out. And I was like, this is disorganized bullshit. I don't know what the fuck is going on, but I immediately noticed,
watching this team compared to when they were winning Stanley Cups in, 17 and 18 is the years I think they won back to back, or 16 and 17, whatever years they won back to back. This is a completely different looking team. They're just night and day. Of course, the only players still there from those teams are Crosby, Malkin, and Letang. That's it. There's nobody else. I don't believe there's anybody else there anymore.
Yeah.
But it's just so different. It just looks so different. Their philosophy, everything. So I think it might be time to get a new coach. But then that's when the story goes to, okay, well, you're going to get rid of a good coach in Sullivan. Who you getting?
Yeah.
Everyone. That's always the easy way. That's how it is with the Steelers. Fire Tomlin. Okay, let's fire Tomlin. Who you bringing in? So the same thing with Sullivan. It's like, yeah, you can fire him, but who's this person you want to bring in that you think is going to be the answer?
Again, they need Ted Lasso, man.
Ted Lasso would be a good one.
They need a Ted Lasso guy.
Yeah.
I would love a TV show that was just like Ted Lasso for hockey.
Maybe they might do a little spinoff.
Sweet.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, so today, folks, we're going to be doing phrases that you might hear used every day, but what you're hearing is only half. And the best example I can give would be the blood is thicker than water, which I'm pretty sure is on this list, but you hear that a lot. Blood is thicker than water. And that means that you're supposed to go with family over friendship. Regardless of what, of the level of friendship that you might have. That's what that means when you hear it said on the daily. But the real phrase is much deeper than that. It means almost the opposite. So that's what we're going to be talking about. I'm not going to reveal what the full phrase is. When we get to it, we'll there's a little bit to read about it, so we'll go with it from there. But that's what the kind of thing that we're going to be talking about, and we have a pretty good list here of about 32 of them. Hopefully we can get through them all. They're not super long, so I'll go with that. But these have always been really interesting to me because I did not know, and I'm sure you didn't either, Mitch, that there is a full version of the phrase.
I had no idea. I'm very excited.
As lazy Americans, do that. Listen, yesterday, this is so cool. Yesterday, I was watching, I think it was the news. I'm not really sure. Sunday morning news is very different than like any other day of the week. But I always put the news on in the morning, regardless of what's on, because sometimes it's really interesting. And yesterday, they had a story about language and how we as people got lazy. And it was so interesting. Like, I wish I had more context for it, but it was basically like if you say the words like ding dong or TikTok or bing bang or things like that, it's always like the I comes first before the longer version of the consonant or the longer vowel. So why does that happen? It's not it's King Kong. It's never Kong King. It's never talk tick or pong ping.
Yeah.
Despite it being interchangeable, why do we do it like that? And basically, it landed in the fact that we're just lazy. It's easier to say king than it is to say Kong. So we decide to go with the easier version first and then put the lazy or the harder one after.
Wow.
Because people are just fucking weird.
No arguments here.
It's just bizarre. And that's the same thing. I did a study with what came up. I did a study on why we say, like when you're rounding a corner and you go, ope. The fuck is ope? You know what I mean? And I did the study about it, and it was just basically that we're just fucking lazy. Instead of saying oops or nope, we just go, ope.
Yep. Yeah.
Because it's fucking easy.
If I had $1 for every time I do that, even when I'm not even close to anybody, I just see somebody, and oh.
Dude, $1? Fuck, if I had a dime, I'd be a billionaire. Like fucking shit, dude.
And it drives me nuts every time I do it too.
Oh,
because I was like, I wonder what the other person thinks when they see me, and I'm going, oh.
But like everybody does it.
Yeah. See, and I don't think I ever really hear anybody, probably because I'm doing it at the same time they're doing it. We're like in unison. We're both oping at the same time.
Yeah, and like it's funny because that whole study led me on to a whole other thing because I was on the phone with some customer service representative somewhere, and I may have told you this before, but as I get off the phone, I said, "All right, yep, thanks for everything," and she goes, "All right, now, bye bye," and I thought, "What the fuck do we say bye bye for? What the fuck is that?" And I did a study on that too, the and bye.
I need to know.
Do you
remember?
It's pure laziness. That's all it is.
Okay. It just sounds weird saying bye-bye. Bye-bye.
And so apparently,
bye-bye.
That's what it's for. Instead of saying bye-bye, we have shortened the B to say bye-bye because bye-bye is considered threatening.
Okay.
So out of pure laziness, we just decided to be like, bye-bye is way easier and less threatening. Mm-hmm. So we're just going to say that.
And I know I've mentioned this before. I feel like we've talked about this in some context, but because I always got picked on all my life. Well, I shouldn't say all my life. Just anytime I'll be on the phone, I would always get picked on because anytime when I'm done talking to somebody on the phone, I always go, okay, bye. I don't say bye-bye. I don't say bye. I always go, bye.
I mean, it's funny, but yeah, like what the fuck?
Yeah.
People are fucking weird, man. The way that the English language develops is so bizarre. And that's why these are so intriguing to me to learn that we've just shortened phrases to mean something completely opposite of what they actually fucking mean. So let's just go ahead. We'll just start off with number one.
Yeah. Yep, go for it.
All right, number 1 is great minds think alike. All right, this actually is a shortened version of a longer quote, which there are 2 versions. For the full quote, you want to say great minds think alike, small minds rarely differ. Or great minds think alike and fools seldom differ. Same idea, different phrasing. So again, it's not necessarily something that means the opposite with this one. It's just not the full thing.
Yeah.
Because it's probably because one is more insulting.
Yeah, the second part, it sounds like it's a dig at somebody. Like, well, if you would say that to somebody, be like, well, the fuck's that supposed to mean? What do you mean by that? Like, you sticking it to me?
I mean, yeah, I've never even heard. I've seen that. You know, I obviously like, oh, great minds think alike. Like I say that all the time in my head, at least. I probably said it on this show with me and you.
I would think so, yeah.
But yeah, like, you know, it's also just weird to be like, you know, hey man, great minds think alike and fools seldom differ. Like, you'd be like, what the fuck?
It's like, why'd you say that second part? What the hell's that supposed to mean?
So I get it, you know, you're saving time. It's like abbreviating.
Yeah.
You know, you're saving time by not saying the full thing, but if you don't know the full thing, then how can you be the change you wish to see in the world?
Ooh, just segued right to number 2.
Go ahead, take it away.
So according to the New York Times, Gandhi himself never said this. The phrase itself is a simplified idea from his works that boils down to his words to a nice bumper sticker. So what he actually said was, as a man changes his own nature, so does the attitude of the world change towards him. We need not wait to see what others do. That's not even close to be the change you wish to see in the world.
I mean, yeah.
It's like they just picked like certain parts of his whole saying. It's like, okay, well, change. Yeah, change is in there. So let's put change in there. Wish. Yeah, wish is in there. Let's put that in there. Yeah, that's not even close.
Right. Yeah, it's just... But again, you know what I mean? You don't want to say the entire thing or what it actually means because it just takes it out.
That would be... by the time you'd be done saying that, I'd be like, you know what? Fuck you.
Yeah. Like, okay, Gandhi. Like,
yeah.
If somebody said that to me, I'd be like, all right.
It was like, all right, Mahatma, thanks.
Thanks, Mahatma. Okay. All right, number 3, something I've said many, many times. Curiosity killed the cat. So the popular version is, again, abridged from the longer statement. Curiosity killed the cat, but satisfaction brought it back. The last half of the phrase drastically changes it because the cats get to live now. So, world, cat death equals preventable. Just give them a ball of yarn and they'll be fine. So curiosity killed the cat, satisfaction brought it back. Crazy.
That's very misleading.
It is misleading. It's fucked up.
Yeah.
Why are we taking something, you know, and just wait like the other one, you know, the blood is thicker than water. I've heard that countless times growing up. And when I found out that wasn't the full phrase, I'm like, oh, well, I've said the full phrase and it makes way more sense to me to just say that whenever you're trying to do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Because if anything, like with this one, if they want to bring the cat back, so just curiosity hurt the cat.
Yeah.
You know, but I guess that doesn't really have the same cachet. I don't know.
But you could say that about anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Why is curiosity killed the Mitch?
Yeah.
Like, okay, yeah. So, you know, Mitch went out and did something because he was curious and it got him killed.
See, I'm not that curious. Nothing would ever kill me. I'm just.
No,
I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. No. But yes, curiosity killed the cat, but satisfaction brought it back. Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like it at all. All right. So, not a number 4. Money is the root of all evil. Heard that many times. So this quote comes from 6:10 of 1 Timothy, and the full version is, the love of money is a root of all sorts of evil. It's a pretty close adaptation, but adds a definitiveness that the original is lacking. The Bible suggests that the money is a cause of evil, but hardly the only one. So the Kardashians can rest a little easier tonight. Wow, what a dig at the Kardashians.
Right?
Wow. Well, fuck them bitches anyway. I don't they drive me nuts.
Oh, the only respect I have for them currently is the fact that Courtney is Travis Barker's wife, so I kind of have to.
Oh,
I
yeah.
feel like I'm grandfathered into that one.
Yeah, and that's okay. I think, because I did used to watch the show, and she kind of felt the most relatable of the three, at least early on.
Right.
Like, what was the one that doesn't even look like them? The really tall one. That one was Chloe, wasn't it?
I don't even know.
Chloe, I think, was the funnier
episode.
of the three. And then Courtney felt like the most relatable of the three. And then Kim was just, I've never understood the thing with Kim, but I don't know. I don't like any of them. But anywho, so yeah, I did not know that money is the root of all evil was even out of the Bible.
I didn't either.
Yeah. The love, so that's supposed to be the love of money is a root of all sorts of evil. So yeah, so that's just even saying that money's just, yeah, like how is it just a little part of it?
Yeah, the love of money, the greed.
Yeah,
that's the way I take it.
Yeah.
All right. So number 5 was Rome wasn't built in a day. Something else I've heard a lot.
Mm-hmm.
The phrase was adapted into English in the 16th century from a medieval French proverb, and there are a number of different versions that are floating around. In addition to how we know it, there's another great version that is much better liked. Rome wasn't built in a day, but it burned in one.
Ooh, snap.
Yeah, that is fucky.
Yeah. Huh.
That is definitely a way to say. I don't even know what would be a good thing for that.
Well, if you want to, that's another one of those you could, if you want to take a dig at, like, you know, like if a higher up, you know, at work or something, not our work. I don't think that would really happen at our work. Like if they would say something that, like, you know, that would, I don't know.
Like if somebody's work is destroyed very quickly, I guess.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
You work
like even something
like
something. Yeah, like a contractor wanting something done. Oh, we need to do this quick. We need to do this quick. It's like, hey, you know, yeah, Rome wasn't built in a day, but it burned in one.
Right.
Yeah,
or
so it's like you can,
know, like an athlete throwing their career away, like you know, for drugs or something. You know, what I mean? Like a big long career.
Yep.
Any celebrity really.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, you know, yeah, you can get that fame and you can get that fortune, you know, quick. But, you know, if you do, you got the chances that it could really screw you in the end rather quickly. Like all it takes is one mistake and then you're done.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So this next one I have I've never heard it. I think we should skip it.
Oh, what the hell? The only traditions of the navel are rum, sodomy, and the yeah, I've never heard of that.
Yeah, I'm not even
going to skip that. Yeah. Okay, so we'll do number 7. I've never really heard this one either. I disapprove of what you say, but I will defend to the death your right to say it. I mean, I've heard parts of something like that, but never like as a catchphrase or anything.
Right.
Voltaire was a brilliant novelist and quote machine. So this must have came from Voltaire. If you've never heard the phrase, the best of all possible worlds, you've heard it because Voltaire popularized the Leibniz adage. Fuck you. And can the philosophers attempt to theorize evil away? However, Voltaire never said the above. The most famous quote, it was written by Evelyn Beatrice Hall a century later. You know what?
Wow.
I don't.
Number 8.
Yeah, I'm not even talking about that.
I have no
Screw that.
fucking clue, man.
Yeah.
All right, number 8. The end justifies the means.
Yes, I've heard that.
Although this concept is introduced in Niccolo Machiavelli's The Prince, the statement itself is never used. The adage itself dates back to Ovid's Herodias, whatever the fuck that is, which was composed in 10 BCE, which was before Christ
existed, or before Christ entered.
Yeah, whichever. Machiavelli himself said one must consider the final result. However, the gist of that is markedly different than and less declarative. So that it's the same. One must consider the final result.
Yeah.
The end justifies the means. It's the same fucking thing.
Yeah. I think I would probably I would prefer rather saying one must no, I wouldn't. The end justifies the means. One must consider the final result. Nah, either one's good with me.
I mean, you know what I say a lot? When anybody's talking about like, oh, so-and-so, gossip, if they're like, oh, so-and-so said this and blah, blah, blah. And if I think that the person that said that is an idiot, I always say, well, consider the source.
That is a good, nice, dig at somebody.
Yeah, like I just say, like, consider the source. That means the same thing to me, is consider the final result. Like,
yeah,
the end justifies the means. It's just a lazier way, I guess.
It is.
So Go ahead with number 9. Oh, wait,
yeah,
is that you?
Yeah, it is me. Yeah, because
Okay.
remember, I'm odd now because we skipped that one weird one.
I got you.
So the only two certainties in life are death and taxes. Heard that many times.
Yep.
So Mark Twain said a lot of things during his lifetime, but this phrase was not one of them. The quote was misattributed to him because it sounds like something he might say. However, versions of the quote were written both by Christopher Bullock and Edward Ward. In 1716, Bullock claimed, "'Tis impossible to be sure of anything but death and taxes." And Ward agreed. He concurred. He wrote in Dancing Devils of 1724, great book, "Death and taxes, they are certain." So, Dancing Devils. It's a
great, even better year.
Yeah, 1724.
Yeah, dude, the days of yore.
That is the days of yore. So,
Mark Twain never said it. That's what that's the gist of it.
Yeah, death and
moral.
taxes, they are certain. And then 'tis impossible. See, anytime someone starts with tis, they can suck it. I don't like tis.
They can suck it. Speaking of suck it, I almost sent it to you last night. There was somebody on Facebook Marketplace selling a authentic Teddy Ruxpin.
Oh,
$85.
Whoa! Wow!
It was in Jamestown, New York. I was like, oh man, Mitch. I missed a Mitch.
Yeah, like I said, I think my hatred for Teddy is just because I didn't get him.
Fair enough.
I had friends that had them, and I was jealous because they could put the tape in the back and they could learn things or read or whatever the hell he did, and I never got to. So I think it's straight up jealousy.
Understood.
Yeah.
And as they say, I mean, who knows, man? I mean, Teddy Ruxpin probably wasn't all that good, but there's a sucker born every minute. This phrase is commonly attributed to P.T. Barnum, the great circus guy. P.T. Barnum, the greatest showman. The greatest showman, I should say.
Yeah. I like circus guy better.
The circus guy.
I thought you were going to throw some really cool word out there because you're like the great circus guy.
I couldn't do anything. The greatest showman, P.T. Barnum, as an indication of his cynicism about his own work, the way he was able to dupe people into paying for crap. But it was never said by Barnum. One of Barnum's competitors used it to describe the famous showman's exhibits, and it just kind of stuck.
So it was
sucker born every minute.
So it was once again a dig at Barnum.
Yeah.
and it wasn't Barnum saying it.
Crazy.
Wow.
This
Well,
next
I mean,
one just
circuses-
seems redundant.
I mean, circuses, I think, are just stupid anyway. I've never been much of a circus guy. I don't know. Being an animal, I don't want to say like I'm not like PETA or anything, but seeing the animals get trounced out there to do tricks and stuff, I don't know. I'm very, very against that.
I'm with you. Although Greatest Showman is probably in my top 5 favorite films ever.
That is a damn good movie. I did not think
such a
I
good
would
movie.
like that. Because I've mentioned on here many times how once a movie starts having singing in it, I'm usually out. But that one had some really good songs too.
Yeah, we were just listening every Sunday. Tammy and I listen to vinyl records. It's our thing.
Nice.
Sunday vinyl day, and I put on the Greatest Showman soundtrack. I have it on vinyl. Apparently, I did not even know I had it.
Nice.
So we were jamming to that.
Cool. Yeah, it's got some good songs. Good movie. Yeah.
I've been to maybe 2 circuses in my whole life, and they're both trash.
Yeah. We did every year at Kerwinsville. I think we were 5th grade or 6th grade? We would always, there would be a bus trip to the Jaffa Shrine Circus down in, is that Johnstown, where the Jaffa Mosque is? Altoona, yeah. Yeah. And we would, every year they would, send it. So I went to the Jaffa Circus, and I wasn't impressed. And I think we did one. I think the Clearfield County Fair had one time in a tent, and it was stupid.
They're all stupid. Like, I don't get why people love them so much.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I don't get it.
It's just an excuse to go and eat.
I guess. Because once you
like
go in there. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say it's just like a food at events is so bizarre to me. Because like the hockey game, for example, we went, and like we ate before we went, and then I was good. Like I didn't need anything. But the lines are fucking crazy. Like, what are you doing? Why are you waiting? You get 15 minutes in between each period, and I'm just like, dude, these lines are nuts. Like, why the fuck are you waiting to eat here?
Yeah.
What the fuck are you doing? Like, I don't understand. At a baseball game, sure. Baseball games are long as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? If you want to go get a hot dog, that's fine. But eat before, man. Like, go.
Yeah. I've never understood. That's how I've always operated, or always wanted to operate, is you eat before you get there, and you only go to the concessions if you absolutely have to. I
literally walked, and there's line, there's concessions all over the place, and I'm just like, okay, and the prices were pretty fair for the most part, but like, I'm not gonna wait in line for a fucking pretzel.
No.
Or a box of popcorn, or what I mean? Now, like, Tammy waited in line because Wesley was being Wesley, and he loves popcorn, so we got a box of popcorn for him.
Yeah.
But like, I walked just for a bottle of water for the kids, and I'm like, I'm not fucking waiting in line. And then I saw vending machines, and there was nobody in line at those, and I'm like, the water is the same price here, so I'm just getting it here.
There you go.
But like, holy fuck, dude! Like, you gotta be shitting me with these fucking the amount of people that were just eating. Like, come on, man.
Yeah.
It's a 3-hour game. Like, you can't fucking eat before you get here?
Yeah, I've never understood that. Never. Yeah, you eat before you go, because you're going to get absolutely, screwed with the concession prices. So why?
Yeah, and I mean, these weren't even that bad, but a bottle of water was still $4.
Oof.
For Aquafina.
Yeah. No way.
Yeah.
No way.
No way.
No way.
Whose water is that? Not my water. No way.
No way. All right. Number 11. Power corrupts. Absolute power corrupts absolutely. Jesus Christ.
This is for you, man. This is your catchphrase.
I guess. This is a slight misquotation from one of Lord Jean Dalberg Acton's writings. A famous British historian from the 19th century, Lord Acton, actually wrote, "Power tends to corrupt. Absolute power corrupts absolutely." And then that's what we just said. Oh, okay, not tends, whatever.
This is redundant.
Yeah, but his next sentence is the more important exclamation point to the idea. Great men are always bad men. See? It's a lot more interesting that way. So you're supposed to say, power corrupts, absolute power corrupts absolutely. Great men are always bad men. Just say great men are always bad men. Just say that. Instead of the power and the corrupts and the absolutes and all that. Just say great men are bad men.
Yeah, it just seems redundant to say like absolute power corrupts absolutely. Like,
yeah.
I don't know. That's fucking weird.
Yeah, I've heard that a couple of times. There was a sports show that a guy would say this, and I never understood it.
It is
I
weird.
Still really don't. So, yeah, instead of saying absolute power corrupts absolute, just say, yeah, power corrupts and absolute power corrupts. Power absolute.
Absolute power corrupts even worse. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, but just keep saying absolute. You're saying corrupt and absolutely like too many times. And power. It's like like you said, it's redundant. You're saying like the same 3 words over and over again.
Yeah, it's strange.
Power corrupts, absolute power corrupts absolutely.
Well, I mean, and that coincides with, if you're going to say great men are always bad men, but like you don't really remember. You like this next one. Well-behaved women rarely make history. Like I get that. You know what I mean? And that makes sense. Same thing with great men. You try to remember the greatness, but you're only gonna the ones that are never gonna be forgotten are Hitler. You know what I mean? Like shit like that.
Yeah.
But well-behaved women rarely make history is number 12, and it is a well-known fact these days that Marilyn Monroe wasn't as dumb as she came off. Excuse me. A much better actress than we give her credit for, and the quote is one of many used to indicate her bubbling under the surface intelligence. However, it is not hers to claim. It is actually a quote from Laurel Thatcher Ulrich, who teaches on a women's and American history at Harvard. So,
okay, so she just borrowed it from Laurel
teacher. Yeah, so it's not even. So that's not even the wrong quote. Or well-behaved women rarely make history.
Yeah, so it's still the right quote. It's just who it came from's a little different.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah, that makes sense. I dig it. Number 13, no rest for the wicked. So this phrase is often used as a busy person's excuse for staying up late, and it might be true, but the quote originated as a misquote from the Bible. Why am I getting Bible ones? Isaiah 15:21 reads, "There is no peace, saith my God, to the wicked." The words rest and peace are related to each other, but the idea of sleep completely changes its meaning. It's about finding solace, not a nap.
Interesting.
There's no peace. So the words rest and peace are related. The idea, okay. I don't know. I'm okay with the saying as it is.
There is no peace to the wicked. No. Whatever.
Yeah.
The Bible is phrased very strangely.
It is. We've been talking a lot of Bible talk lately. I'm not digging that. I'm not saying I shouldn't say it like that, but I just don't know enough about the Bible.
I mean, I get you.
Yeah.
It just, sometimes the way books and shit are phrased just is very bizarre, but like, why can't it just say like, there is no peace to the wicked, said my God? Like,
yeah.
I don't know. No. Anyway, number 14 is...
Hey, here we go.
Yeah, number 14 is the one that we've been saying right along. Blood is thicker than water. This is one of the many Bible verses that has been misadapted for common use because the word covenant doesn't roll off the tongue in everyday use. However, the real version completely changes the meaning. The quote comes from, "The blood of the covenant is thicker than the water of the womb." This actually means that the blood shed in battle bonds soldiers more strongly than simple genetics. Although we commonly use it to suggest the strength of family ties, it doesn't refer to family at all.
Son of a bitch.
Right.
Wow.
So basically, the way I've always taken it is like, if let's say, for example, my brother was an asshole, and I found more of a brother in Mitch, because that your chosen family should mean more to you than your regular family if they're a toxic individual. That's the way I've always taken it.
Yeah.
Like, don't let your family, if they're toxic, run you because they're your family.
Yeah.
So there's nothing wrong with cutting people off regardless of blood.
Yeah. I've done my fair share of that.
Hey, it happens to the best of us.
Oh God, my family sucks. Like I said, I've got better family members from my buddy's family than my own family.
And that, again, your chosen family, man. It can be whatever.
Yeah.
And it has a lot to say. Like Amanda, she's Tammy's best friend. We have no relation to her at all. The kids, Aunt Amanda.
Yep.
You know what I mean? That's the way it is. Like it's Aunt Amanda. They're closest sisters. You know what I mean? And even Tammy's sisters, although they are Aunt Cindy and Aunt Melissa, they're not around that much.
Yeah. Yep. This sounds all too familiar. My buddy Joe, like I said, he's and his wife Chris, it's Uncle Joe.
Right.
Uncle Joe and Aunt Chris. And we have no relation whatsoever. And like I said, I consider I consider his parents my parents.
Yeah.
They're better than my own friggin' parent. Well, half of my parents. Anywho, I don't want to get into. Turn into like a therapy session.
But yeah, that's it. And then there are some people that take it way too far. Like my ex-wife, she has a humongous family. And there's cousins and cousins and cousins and cousins, and then there's like the people that she has that are close to her that she also has my daughters say, they're my cousin. Like, no, they're not.
Yeah.
And I try to be as real with them as I can be. Like, they're not your cousin.
Yeah.
But like, they're just one of your mom's friends. And the only reason I say that is because your mom writes people off. So like, don't get used to the idea that they're your cousin.
Yeah. Yep.
I just don't want them going through life thinking like, I'm like, I don't talk to my cousin anymore. I'd be like, well, they're not your cousin, so.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, like I said, I consider Kurt, like I always call, like theoretically, it's Autumn's cousin Kurt, but I feel like he's more of almost like a blood brother to me now, more than anything.
Sure.
I'll even usually just call him my cousin, but I don't know. I feel like he's tighter than even that,
And there's nothing wrong with that, man.
Yeah.
Blood of the covenant, my guy.
Yeah. The blood of the covenant and the water in the womb, or water of the womb,
is thicker than the water of the womb. Yeah.
Thicker than the water of the womb. Ugh. All right. So here we go. Number 15. Nice guys finish last. Oh, great news, nice guys. You've been getting a bad rap. When Baseball Hall of Famer Leo DeRocher, it's not DeRocher. It's I don't know. Leo DeRocher, we'll say, aka Leo the Lip, one of the great managers in history, said this. He was actually referring to another team. DeRocher said, "All nice guys, they'll finish last." DeRocher was later clarified that the misquote wasn't what he meant at all. He says, I never did say that you can't be a nice guy and win. I said that if I was playing third base and my mother rounded third with the winning run, I'd trip her up."
Wow.
That's awesome.
That's pretty funny. I mean, hey.
Yeah. Well, I always heard that term, like with, certain football players would say that. They'd be like, I don't care if my mother's on the other side. If she comes toward me, I'm tackling her,
Dude, like, it's funny. Have you ever seen
running her over? I don't care.
There's it's pretty viral TikTok video of a woman asking her husband, she's like, hey, would you hit me in the face for $1 billion?
Oh my God. Yeah.
And he goes, $1 billion? Because I'd hit you in the face with a shovel in front of your mom for $1 billion? Because I don't even care if they tax it. $1 billion.
Yeah.
Because I do it for 500,000. Like, it's crazy.
Leo DeRocher. I was thinking of another. I was thinking of a different guy that had a different last name. That sounded
maybe it's Durachet.
No, I think it is DeRocher. Now that I look at it, I was thinking of. There was another one that his name looked different, but it was spelled. Yeah, you know what I'm trying to say. It looked different. It's pronounced different than how you spell it. Jesus. You know.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Okay. It's not coming out the way I want it to come out here, the way I'm trying to say it.
That's all right.
Yeah, but Leo DeRocher. That is funny.
Number 16, this is in regards to Murphy's Law. Anything that can go wrong will go wrong.
Wow.
That's funny. Have you ever heard of Cole's Law?
You mean as in like coleslaw? No. Is this like a joke or is this like an actual?
It was a joke.
Okay.
Anyway, so there are.
I ruined the joke, didn't I? How did I?
That's okay.
So okay, what if I were to say, well, no, what is it? Then you would have said,
it's like cabbage with like cold. It's like cold cabbage with whatever. I forget what the fuck it was. Cole's Law.
I'm sorry, I screwed it. Because as soon as you said Cole's Law, I'm like, well, that sounds like coleslaw.
That's funny. It's almost funnier that you were in it because I didn't even know the punchline. So I should have said, "No, they serve it at KFC. It's like a side dish." Anyway, anything that can go wrong will go wrong. There is a number of different versions of the original quote by Edward Murphy.
Eddie Murphy.
Eddie A. Murphy,
yeah.
The aerospace engineer who coined the phrase, depending on who you ask. George Nichols claimed that Murphy actually said, if that guy has any way of making a mistake, he will. But his son Robert remembered it as if there is more than one way to do a job, and one of those ways will result in disaster, then somebody will do it that way.
Good Lord.
But the popular phrasing is actually attributed to Major John Paul Stapp, a U.S. Air Force officer. Stapp claimed of the Air Force, "We do all of our work in consideration of Murphy's Law." It's like a weird way of like saying, like a hypothesis. Like a scientist will do it every way.
Yeah.
What's the word I'm looking for? Is that hypothesis?
Sure.
I don't remember what the word is, but like,
yeah,
that's you have to do it all the ways to make sure that.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's a word for it that I'm missing.
I don't know. You know me, I'm not good with words.
Murphy's Law. Yeah, it's like, you remember something I used to say all the time, but dude, when we did the Vega startup, I said this one time. It was a quote from Parks and Rec from Andy, and it very early on he said something along the lines of, "The show must go wrong."
Oh, I do remember him saying that. Yeah,
and it's so true because I was in a band, and that's just the way it goes. The show must go wrong because it just happens. Shit happens, you know. It's beyond your control. Somebody always forgets something. Something always happens. You know, Sam is going to break a snare drum. I'm going to break a string. You have to prepare. You have to over prepare because it's going to fucking happen.
Well, yeah. I mean, nothing ever is always going to go smooth. You got to, you know, I think in anything in life, you know, this saying will pop up, you know, because nothing will ever, no matter what you do, is going to go right every single time.
And the person that we had appointed to starting the Vega startup, he was just a shift lead, but he was, you know, he had been with Danone for some time, so he was, you know, running the show pretty much, getting everything going. We were trying to do everything, and he said, "Well, hopefully this doesn't go, you know, south." And I said it. The show must go wrong. And he goes, "What?" And I told him, and he goes, "Why the fuck would you say that?" And I was like, "Because it's gonna happen. Like,
well, yeah,
you have to work out the kinks."
Yeah.
And he
it's
fucking hated that. He was so mad that I said that. And I'm like, sorry? Like, I don't really know what to tell you, but that's going to happen.
is this guy I'm assuming that guy's no longer there.
Yeah, he quit whenever Vega closed. So.
Oh, okay.
His name was Justin McMinn.
Oh. And he didn't like the show must go wrong. Well, I mean, it's going to happen. I mean, things are going to go to shit. That's the way it goes. Like if Vegas started up perfectly, that would have been suspicious. They'd have been like, oh yeah, this thing started up, no problems at all. Like,
right.
No, then something shady was going on because nothing will go right.
Yeah, it's just the way that, life goes. And I can speak from pure experience. Like, how many shows I played, where we packed our, car in -2 temperatures and threw all of our instruments that are susceptible to temperature change in our cold fucking car and traveled and took it out in cold weather and dragged them in the rain and then wondered why our strings broke or our snare drum broke.
Right.
And none of us had any money to prepare with extra shit. I played an entire show one time where my drummer used an electronic drum pad as his snare drum because his snare broke.
Oh my gosh.
And it worked, but
well, it's good.
Lucky I fucking had that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or else we wouldn't have been playing. So
yeah.
You have to anticipate it. The show must go wrong. Anything that can go wrong will go wrong. That's a good way to look at life.
Yep. Like, well, I would even say, like, anytime we do, I'll even go something as very simple as when we do startup of any yogurt that we do at work.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. Nobody ever anticipates anything over there, and it drives me crazy that they don't.
Yep. Like tonight, I bet you, I'm almost positive, I'll be doing startup on Harmless Harvest. And more often than not, there's usually always a mistake not a mistake, but just something goes wrong. Sure. Like the startup, the countdown stops. Then it's like, well, okay, well, now, like startup never works. Then even if that startup works well, then sometimes when you go to the line, then the cups don't come down right, or it starts splat. There's always something, and it's just like, well, you just got to be prepared for that because it's very odd when everything goes right. And it's just like, oh my God, from the time I hit startup to the time that the things are going down the line, we had no issues. It's like, that's weird. Like, why did that happen? Then that's when you start second guessing. Like, well, clearly I must have screwed something up because it went too smooth. Like, is there anything even coming out? Or is there any flavor? Like, what did I do?
Right.
So, yeah.
That's just, that's the way. And I've been saying this right along, man. They need a way to definitively test that shit without running product through it.
Yeah.
And there is no way.
Yeah. That's just the way it's been. That's what we hear all the time there, and it drives me nuts. That's the way it's been. That's the way it's always been.
Yeah, okay. Clearly that works.
Yeah.
Whatever, we just work there, right?
We do. And I have a good time doing it, though.
That's right.
It's a good job. All right. So I've never heard this term. I have,
but I don't know what it means.
Okay. So number 17, gild the lily. Is it gild or would it be gilled? I'm assuming gild.
I think it's gild.
All right. We're going to say it's gild the lily. And it is the fancy version of putting lipstick on a pig. I love saying that term. The phrase is used to suggest giving something a deceptively attractive or improvised appearance.
Improved appearance.
Oh, improved. Sorry. Thank you. Well, improvised. But Shakespeare's original version is a tad different. From King John, the longer phrase actually reads, to gild refined gold, to paint the lily. And then it's just, is there supposed to be more?
I don't know.
It's just,
there's no punctuation there.
Yeah. To paint the lily. Anywho, that's all right. That'd
be like to polish turd.
Yeah, polished turd, lipstick on a pig. I love saying lipstick on a pig. I don't know why I love saying that one.
Pretty funny.
Yeah. And I don't like saying polished turd because I don't like saying the word turd. Turd's like the same word as like when we talked about like female anatomy words. Like I can't, I can't say those words. I don't know why. Just like with the word. I'm gonna say it because but moist. I don't mind saying moist. That doesn't bother me at all. But yeah, any word
Amanda
for
cringing in her vehicle.
I'm sorry, Amanda. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Yeah, I'm with you. You should just say like gold plate the shit then.
Yeah. Gild the lily. I exit. I prefer lipstick on a pig. I'd like to know the origin of that. Well, I guess there really is. I mean, the origin's the origin. It's, a pig's not the most attractive thing. And then you put a lipstick on it.
Well, one of our newer segments is going to be called Guestimology. So, Mitch, guess the etymology of lipstick on a pig.
I can't wait to do that.
So, yeah, we'll be doing that here soon.
Yeah,
that's what Chris said that to me the other day. He said that it's all cockeyed. I was like, what the fuck is cockeyed? Like, yeah. I was like, why is that a thing?
Yeah.
And immediately my head went to like, it's gotta have something to do with like fucked up chickens or something. And I looked it up, and I was dying laughing while I was trying to look it up, and it's so boring. I was like, God damn it! It's not even funny. It's just like. I forget. Like if something is cocked, it's like crooked.
Ah.
And if it's being eyed, you're looking at it crooked.
Ah.
It's
cock is just another word for crooked?
I guess. Cocked.
Well, no, I'm not gonna say. Never mind. I'm gonna just 1 second. I gotta take my headphones. I gotta take my sweatshirt off. I am roasting here. Hold on 1 second.
Word.
Yeah. There we go. Okay, I had a hooded sweatshirt on, and I got all these dogs with me, and I started to get really stinking hot, so I needed to take my headphones off. I usually always have my zippered up sweatshirt so that I could just unzip, but it's my the Danone hooded sweatshirt. I was wearing that.
Oh, okay.
Much better. Wow. I was
no problem, Bob.
Almost into a flop sweat there. That's another, like, what makes a sweat flop? Like, when you say flop sweat.
You're the only person I've ever heard say flop sweat. So
really? I don't even remember where I heard that term, but it's another one of those terms that makes me laugh. Oh, flop. It was in the P90X programs. The workout programs.
Oh, okay.
And the guy that does them, I don't remember what his name is. And he was doing an exercise, and you're doing one, and he's like, hey, look at whatever, Ronald back there. He's in a full-on flop sweat. And I'm just like, okay. I like the term flop sweat now. So I don't know if like flop sweat's like massive sweat. I would assume that's what flop sweat is.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, no idea.
That's another terminology we can
guestimology.
Guestimology. Oh, no, flop sweat is a nervous sweat caused especially by the fear of failing.
Oh,
well, I'm using it totally wrong then. Oh well, I don't know. I like the combo of flop sweat.
I mean, you have a nervous sweat of failing, of being cool enough.
Yeah,
right.
I do. Yeah, that is a massive flop sweat of mine.
Fair enough.
Because I'm afraid that I'm not. But that's okay. It's how I am. I got really quiet there. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. All right. Number 18 is let them eat cake. The full quote goes, if they have no bread, let them eat cake. However, neither of them are correct because Marie Antoinette never even said it. The quote was used to indicate the decadence of Versailles and the royals, and was anti-monarchist propaganda used by opponents to discredit them as rules of the people. The cake line comes from Jean-Jacques Rousseau's Confessions. He's quoted saying, I recalled the makeshift of a great princess who was told that the peasants had no bread and who replied, let them eat brioche. Okay. Brioche is fucking delicious. So I'd be like,
Is
hell
it?
yeah. You never had brioche?
I don't know. I'm sure I have. Is it just like a regular bread, or is it like a bun?
It's
Or
like
is it? Can it be
a
either?
really delicious bread.
I would say that I have brioche. I don't know if looking at a picture will.
It makes a good French toast.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
I can't. Who was that? Was I telling you that I can't make French toast? I am so fucking bad at French toast. I don't understand what I do wrong. But it's just like nothing like sticks. Like by the time I'm done like frying it, it's just bread. It's just fried bread with just like a little bit of egg on it. It sucks.
You have to use old bread.
Yeah, well, that probably is my problem then. But okay, I don't. It's been so long since I've made it that I don't.
You have to use like bread that's like on its way out.
I don't know if I like that. I know
Like,
one time I bought.
Maybe not like on its way to mold, but like leave it
Yeah.
open for a day. You know what I mean?
Okay, so that it. So what? Like the older bread, it'll like stick fast to it quicker or harder, or what are we talking here?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just better. That's what I was always told.
Oh, okay. Because I know the one time I bought Texas toast because they're like, oh yeah, well you got to buy Texas toast. It still didn't matter. Like I did the ingredients, I did the eggs and the whatever and all that other crap, and it just would not. It would not stick. It pissed me off. I can't remember how long it's been many years since I've made French toast at home. Because that's anytime we go out for breakfast, I usually always try to do French toast.
Hell yeah, French toast is banging.
It is banging. So make it on a brioche. I'm going to say I have had brioche. I'm looking at pictures and stuff, and I'm going to say I've had it and just didn't really pay much attention.
It makes a good burger bun.
Oh, okay. I think that's probably how I had it.
Yeah, likely.
I'm almost positive. What's the, there's another kind of bun that I know Autumn has got. Does that begin with a C?
Kaiser.
No. Well, Kaiser's good though too. Oh, it looks like it's like I was gonna say it's shaped like a square, but all fucking bread is. Oh, I don't know, but it's good. Just
I'll take your word for it since I don't know what it is.
It's that other kind of bun, not Kai. Hamburger buns. I'm gonna figure it out here rather quickly. No, I'm not.
Are you sure it starts with a C?
No, not even close. Nope, that's not it. Golden honey. Oh my God.
Ciabatta?
And that's it. Ciabatta. Yes. Thank you. That begins with a C, doesn't it?
Yes.
Yes. Thank you. That is it. Yeah, I like a good a burger on a ciabatta bun is good.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Yeah. I also do ham and cheese sandwiches on ciabattas.
I like a good potato roll.
Potato rolls are good.
Yeah.
What's the other those little Hawaiian buns? Those Hawaiian buns are good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, next time you find yourself at Burger King, ask them to put your burger on a potato bun.
Okay. I might try that tonight.
Good.
Because I was just talking. I've got a hankering for a burger. And I was wondering if we start a little later tonight, maybe I might go to Burger King and ask and do that. I'll ask about a potato bun.
There you go.
one of your requests that I would never even think of asking.
Hanker.
Yeah. Got a hankering.
It's hanging around or lingering.
Oh, okay.
Hanker. That's what it comes from.
Hanker. Nice. All right. Let's go to
long for.
Oh.
Got a hankering.
Got a hankering for it. Gonna go Gonna go red up while I'm hankering. All right, number 19. Elementary, my dear Watson. That's a good old Sherlock Holmes quote.
There you go.
Much like other pop cultural quotations, e.g., what is e.g.? Example given?
I think it's example given.
Oh, okay. So example givens, beam me up, Scotty, and Luke, I am your father. It's an adapted version of things that were said at different times, referring more to the work itself than anything actually said in it. Although Holmes never originally said this in the Sir Arthur Conan Doyle books, it found its way into the film and TV versions of Holmes.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Oh.
E.g.
Is this going to be like BCE? Is
It's so dumb, man. It is not example given.
Oh, what is it?
It means exempli gratia.
Oh, get the hell out of here.
Which means, for example.
So that, well, wouldn't IE be better than EG? Because isn't IE an example? Or no.
They mean the same thing.
Yeah. What'd you say, EG? Exemplary
gratia.
Jeez, age.
It's Latin.
Yeah. So it's example given. That's what it is.
Yeah, I don't fucking know. IE stands for id est. That is. Yeah, id est, or that is. And is used to introduce a word or phrase that restates what has been said previously. What follows the IE is meant to clarify.
Wow. Okay.
So if you say research at 3 British zoos suggests that meerkats showed increased positive interactions, i.e., they were happier. E.g. is, for example. It's when you're about to give a list of things. So IE and EG are two totally different things.
Oh, okay. So instead of even doing EG, I'll just say FE, for example. So much like other popular cultural quotations, FE, beam me up, Scotty, and Luke, I am your father. FE.
Yes, FE. I like that.
I think EG, examples given, is perfect.
Example.
We're making our own abbreviations. Before Christ entered is BCE. EG is examples given. IE is, I guess that doesn't really make sense me saying an example, because it would be an example. So it'd be AE.
Right.
Oh, well. Yeah. But yeah, that Luke, I am your father, that's definitely one of those that always drives. And we've talked about that before when we did the Mandela effect. How he never says, Luke, I am your father. I've always known that. And it always drives me nuts when people say that. Because it's like, no, he doesn't say that. I didn't know the beam me up, Scott. I never watched enough Star Trek to know that whether he says beam me up, Scotty, or not. But I think my buddy Joe I think he did tell me that Kirk never says it, or Spock, or any of them.
Yeah, that's a little weird, but, you know.
Yeah.
Anyway, did you read the full thing here, or did we just stop there?
No. I read the whole thing, because I talked about the book, and he never actually said it in the books. But it did make its way to the film and TV, yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. Right on.
Okay. I'm sorry, hold on 1 second. I am...
Oops. Uh-oh. I'm messing up. No, that was me. I'm being finger heavy here on this screen. I highlighted something that I didn't mean to highlight. Hopefully I didn't delete it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, I'm good.
I didn't notice.
Yeah. No, we're good. It was just, I was just sliding on the screen there on number 21, and then it highlighted like 3 sentences. But I didn't do it. All right. So we're good. We're ready.
Okay. I'm sorry. Hold on. I'm still in the middle of this one. Okay. Sorry, Tammy asked me to do something that was sort of time sensitive, so I'm sending something.
Well, here, I'll read number 20 then.
Go ahead.
So, yeah. So number 20 is starve a cold, feed a fever. I actually we were just saying this before with Izzy. So this is both a misquote and potentially bad medical advice. The quote dates back to around 1574 when writer John Whittles claimed, fasting is a great remedy of fear. I'm assuming that means fever. F-E-U-E-R. Fear. However, the original version of the quote suggests the opposite. If you starve a cold, you'll have to feed a fever. So if you're hungry, please eat, whether you are sick or not. Food is good for you and wants to help. But yeah, I always remembered hearing that saying, oh, starve a cold, feed a fever.
Sounds like bullshit, because you just told me the other day, like, fevers are good.
Yeah, fever is a good thing. And I always forget that. And that was one thing my mom always said. She'd always be like, now remember, because, I would call her, anytime I was sick. It didn't matter how old I was. I would, call my mommy and tell her I was sick. And then she'd be like, all right, well, what's your temperature? And I'd be like, 99.8. She'd be like, don't take anything. She says, let it ride. She said, because a fever is a good thing. She said, you don't want to worry. And then, like I said, maybe she was bullshitting me or not. She's a nurse, or was a nurse, so I would think that she would know this.
I mean, it makes sense. It's like a fever, you got to sweat it out. Like,
yeah. But she said a fever is your body killing things. So if you take something to get rid of the fever, well, then now you've just interrupted the whole, not healing, but the whole fighting process. So I always believed it. Like I said, she might have been wrong, might not have been. Yeah, I don't know. But that's how, like I said, when Izzy had a fever, I'd be like, well, what is it? Well, it's, 99.6, 99. And it's like, all right, well, no, you're not taking anything. We're just going to let it ride.
All right.
Yeah. Word.
That is good advice.
It is. Well, don't take any advice from me. You do what you want to do, out to people out there.
I'm taking anyone's advice from Dr. Mitch.
Ooh. Oh, I don't know, man. That puts me in a flop sweat.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah, that makes me nervous.
All right. Number 21. My country, right or wrong? This is one of those quotes. Inbred backwoods yokels. Yokel. I love the word yokel. I love
yokels. Slack-jawed yokels. I use that term to describe people in this area so often.
Slack-jawed yokels is one of the very first things I ever heard you say.
Yeah.
That was fucking insane. Like, I absolutely loved it. Slack-jawed yokel. This is one of those quotes the inbred backwoods slack-jawed yokels used to justify war. However, the real version of the quote doesn't tell us to go blindly into that good combat. Uttered by Carl Schurz in 1872, the real version is my country, right or wrong. If right, if right to be kept right, and if wrong to be set right.
Ooh.
All right.
Yeah. See it. This is one of the. It feels like we haven't had a lot of these. A lot of these are like misquotes and stuff, and this is finally another one where it's like, all right, well, there's a hell of a lot more to it. I guess I shouldn't say that. I think there has been more that has more to it.
Yeah, they're just phrases that we're using half of or wrong, or that are said by the wrong person.
But this is definitely one that you need to. Yeah, you should probably say it all.
Dude,
I like
the next
that. And
one
if wrong to be kept right.
Up.
The next one. So,
oh my god!
All right, so the next one, the British are coming. So, although this was attributed to Paul Revere from his famous ride, the man himself never said it. You might think it comes from Longfellow's. Hey, Longfellow, Captain, what was it? Mr. John Longfellow.
Mr. John Longfellow.
Mr. John Longfellow's Paul Revere's ride. But that's not the case. According to those who actually were there that evening, Revere actually said the regulars are out.
What a blatant fucking misquote. It's like he probably was like running by being like the regulars are out, and they were like, what did he say? Like, I think he said the British are coming. Like, okay. Just write that down.
The regulars are out.
That's
it doesn't have,
funny.
and it doesn't have the same. Once again, I like to say the term cachet. It doesn't have the same cachet to it, but because it's like, you have this in your mind that he's screaming, the British are coming. That sounds a lot more sexier than the regulars are out. Yeah, this doesn't sound cool enough.
Cachet. I don't
Cachet.
even know.
Yeah, cachet. It's got cachet, baby. It's another one of those words I learned from Seinfeld, because it was that episode where George was helping people. They were going to name their kid, the people that he knew, and he told Susan, who he was going to marry. He said, "Well, our kid's going to be named Seven." She's like, "Well, why 7?" He's like, "Well, that was Mickey Mantle's number when he played for the Yankees." She's like, "Well, 7's stupid." He's like, "Oh, 7." He said, "That's got cachet, baby." He says, "It got cachet out the yin yang." So I like the word cachet because of George Costanza.
Take a guess. Wait. Cachet. Okay, never mind.
Never mind. Okay.
I was like trying to figure out how to fucking spell that.
Oh, wouldn't it just be CACHE?
That's cash.
That's just cash.
Yeah, a T.
Oh.
CACHET.
Oh, okay. So it looks like it's cash it. So it's
Yeah,
French.
and then I found like another one, but I think it's Cachexia.
Ooh.
But I thought it was pronounced cachet.
Wow.
It's weird. Anyway.
Yeah.
All right. Number 23. Reports of my death have been greatly exaggerated. I don't even know where this comes from, but there are quite a few versions of this quote, one of which made its way into the Rise Against song. The title, "Rumors of My Demise Have Been Greatly Exaggerated," but the quote itself has been exaggerated. The quote comes from a reporter question about the state of Mark Twain's health. Instead of a false obituary, Twain said, was it Mark Twain or just Twain? State of
Mark
Twain's
Twain.
health.
Yeah, I'd say it's Mark Twain. They're just they're not giving things on a first name basis. It's just Twain.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
Twain said, "The report of my death is an exaggeration. In addition to the statement, it is in reference not to a prematurely printed obituary, but to a reporter's inquiry about his health." All right.
Yeah. Sounds like Twain's a bit of a smartass.
Yeah, I'd say.
I feel like Doc Holliday says something similar to this in Tombstone. But not like reports. Or maybe he says something about I am not as sick as... Shit, how does he say that? I don't remember, but it feels like it's somewhat close to a Doc Holliday quote in Tombstone.
Huh.
Yeah. I've watched that movie enough times you'd think I'd know, but I can't remember. Yeah. Something about maybe I wasn't as sick as I let on or something like that. That's a great movie. You've watched it, right?
I've never seen Tombstone, no.
Oh, put that on your list. You need to
Okay.
watch that shit. It's another one of those. I feel like I have the DVD here somewhere.
You're going to have to remember to bring these DVDs in, sir.
I got 2 now that I'm going to have to remember.
Yeah.
I think I have it. I think it's somewhere. I'll have to look and see.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So now, number 24. The proof is in the pudding. So, the original version of this adage goes all the way back to the 14th century. Way back in the days of yore.
Oh, yeah.
If not earlier.
Oh.
And the misquote was coined in the 1920s. The new one doesn't quote make
Doesn't
Wait.
quite make sense.
doesn't the new
I got the-
I
got the
need
typo.
to say the new one doesn't quite make sense because that sounds messy, but the original clarifies the proof of the pudding is in the eating. According to NPR, this meant was that you had to try out food to know whether it was good. Check out their segment of the original. Okay. So it's more of like, okay, the proof of the pudding is in the eating.
I mean, that makes sense, but I'm still not going to do it.
No. But I don't feel like when you say the proof is in the pudding, you're even like that saying has nothing to do about eating or anything.
It's just like an arbitrary way to say something. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Like if I would say the proof is in the pudding, I'm just saying, well, that's, I don't know if I've ever really said that term. But to me, when you hear the proof is in the pudding, that just means, well, clearly it's right. Because look, the proof is in the pudding. I don't know.
I mean, it's the same difference. Like,
yeah. But the proof of the pudding is in the eating. I don't know.
Yeah, that's a weird way to put it. In this case, I think that the shortened version makes more sense.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, number 25. I don't remember this at all. Perhaps you do, but apparently Al Gore said, "I invented the internet." Despite being used to make Al Gore look like an idiot, America's favorite tree hugger never claimed to invent the internet. Gore took credit for the part he played in funding the government development that led to the flourishing of the internet, becoming the phenomenon that it is today. Gore told Late Edition on CNN, quote, "During my service in the United States Congress, I took the initiative in creating the internet." Wired News writer Declan McCullough coined the use of the word invented later when describing criticism from Dick Armey of Gore's statement.
I don't remember this. I mean, I know that people were giving Al Gore credit for starting the internet, but I never remember him ever saying any of this.
Do you think that has anything to do with the word algorithm?
Oh, maybe. Every time I hear Al Gore, I just think of him and Man Bear Pig on South Park.
Yeah, me too.
I'm being super ethereal. The way he stomps. He's like, "You guys don't believe me."
Algorithm. Love it.
Are you looking it up?
No.
Oh.
But
okay.
That'd be funny. If
that would be funny. Yeah.
What if that was it?
Yeah. All right. 26. Hell hath no fury like a woman scorned. So, an accomplished 17th and 18th century playwright. This became William Congrave's most famous quote. However, the actual line from his 1697 play, The Mourning Bride, goes, "Heaven has no rage like love to hatred turned, nor hell a fury like a woman scorned." The man certainly had a flair for the dramatic. So it's supposed to be, "Heaven has no rage like love to hatred turned, nor hell a fury like a woman scorned." Yeah, so they just cut her down.
I mean, the other one makes way more sense.
Yeah. Like heaven has no rage. Yeah, heaven has no rage like love to hatred turned. Yeah, that's stupid.
So number 25 and number 26 are wait, why does it repeat itself?
Oh yeah.
That's fucking weird.
Yeah. All right. So yeah,
27.
27. Here we go.
Music hath charms to soothe the savage beast.
Oh.
Poor Congreve could never get quoted correctly.
Oh yeah, because he's the hell hath no fury like a woman scorned guy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He can never get quoted correctly. He liked to say hath.
Yeah. I probably would have too back then.
From the same play, people often use the quotation incorrectly and misattribute it to Shakespeare. It's actually the first line from The Mourning Bride. The real version goes, "Music hath charms to soothe a savage beast, to soften rocks or bend a knotted oak."
Ooh.
All right.
I've never known that music would soften rocks and bend wood.
You never listen to soft rock?
Oh yeah, I do like a little soft rock. Christopher Cross was awesome back in the 80s.
A little yacht rock?
Yeah, I love yacht rock. I'm not ashamed to admit I dig some yacht rock once in a while.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that.
Hell no. So that's the same play that this Congreve has all these misquotes. They must not have been that good if people just making their own quotes out of it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, because it's The Mourning Bride. And it's mourning as in Mourning, not AM morning bride. It's mourning as in sad mourning.
Yeah.
That's how it's spelled. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. All right. Number 28. The only thing necessary for the triumph of evil is for good men to do nothing. I've never really heard this.
Nearby.
Yeah. That's a lot of reading. Do we even want to?
No, that one's.
I don't really give a
arbitrary.
shit. Yeah.
All right.
If any of you guys really want to know, you can look it up. But I've never heard of that, and it's just kind
It
of.
is a lot of random reading that just doesn't matter.
Yeah.
All right.
You got a word to use, contemptible. Oh, this next one's a little rough.
Yeah. So don't cancel us. We're just reading a quote here, but the quote originally is. The only good Indian is a dead Indian, and this one depends on who you ask. General Philip Sheridan is claimed to have actually said, "The only good Indians I ever saw were dead," which isn't much better. However, General Sheridan himself denied that those words ever came out of his mouth. For the record, if I said something like that, I'd probably deny it too. So, yeah, that's a rough one.
That is a rough one. We're just
not how we feel. Does not reflect our feelings with this show.
No, not at all. That's that one's pretty rough. So we'll go to number 30. Now is the winter of our discontent. I've always heard this, but I've never. Oh, okay. It was in Reality Bites. It's a great scene in Reality Bites where Ethan Hawke uses this quote for his answering machine as an ironic statement on the existential darkness of his soul. However, the actual line from Shakespeare's Richard III goes, "Now is the winter of our discontent made glorious summer by this son of York." It doesn't refer to darkness at all, but is meant to indicate that something good has happened.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Total
like
opposite.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, I've always heard that saying. I don't think I ever watched Reality Bites. That was because that had Ethan Hawke, and I think Ben Stiller in that. I don't know. I know I never saw it. It's one of those movies they say it's like, a 90s staple of movies that you have to watch, but I never watched it.
I've never seen it either.
Yeah.
All right, number 31 is a famous George Washington story. I cannot tell a lie. It was I who chopped down the cherry tree.
Yeah.
His whole story is really a pile of dung.
Oh.
A fine example of American myth-making, and George Washington himself never said it. The anecdote was concocted. I love the word concocted.
Yeah, concocted is a great word.
The anecdote was concocted by Washington biographer Parson Weems. They can't all be Parson Brown,
No, but wonder if they're cousins. Well, I guess
I
that
don't
really
know.
doesn't. There's the same first name. That doesn't make sense. Never mind.
And he can. We'll pretend that he is Parson Weems. Anyway, Parson Weems, who interviewed folks during the president, who interviewed folks who knew the president after his death. In 1904, an investigation into Weems's work uncovered that the biographer commonly made up anecdotes for his biographies. This was likely one of them. There was no actual source for the story, meaning Weems was full of shit.
I love that. Well, I mean, when you go to George Washington, all this shit about the wooden teeth thing is total bull crap.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I didn't know that until just recently that his teeth were, there was some wood in it, I guess, but not all of it. And I think we talked about this, didn't we, on here?
Yeah, Shane Gillis brought all this to light.
Yes. And had I not saw that TikTok of that part of his comedy routine, I'd have never known it. It's funny because I was just listening to the Trailer Park Boys podcast, and they were literally talking about George Washington, and Bubbles was even talking about George Washington's teeth were wooden. And then they were just going on. So the Trailer Park guys are under the impression that George Washington's teeth were just strictly made of wood. You want to kind of tell them, be like, no, there's teeth there.
There's more to it there, buddy.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah, it is wild. It's that's not a very good story.
that said that dinosaurs were discovered, like the discovery of dinosaur fossils were made after Washington died. So he had absolutely no fucking idea that dinosaurs once roamed the earth. That's so weird.
That is weird.
Can you imagine all the people that were alive that died during Washington's life? You know what I mean?
No clue.
No clue dinosaurs were here.
Yep.
Because one of them could have dug up a fossil and been like, what the fuck is this? Holy shit.
Like, even if they may have dug up a bone. Like, if they dug up a big-ass freaking bone, I wonder what they thought. Like, did they just think, man, it's a big bone. What did they, they didn't know they're dinosaurs. They just, like I said, what was their thought process if they saw, like you said, if they saw a fossil or a, what if they actually dug up a T-Rex face?
I feel like they probably just didn't have time or the means to dig.
Yeah, you really didn't. Yeah.
They probably were just like, look at all, they probably didn't think much.
No. Because, I mean, Jesus, look at them. I mean, oof. Yeah.
It means everybody prior to Washington just didn't know about dinosaurs.
No.
That's fucking crazy.
That's beyond crazy. Just be like, hey, you know what was before us? No. Get out of here.
It's like I hadn't really much thought about how we got here and why. Like,
yeah.
That's, dude, so nuts.
That is pretty nuts. How nuts is it? We haven't done that in forever. How nuts is it? We haven't.
How nuts is it? That is straight up tungsten carbide hazelnuts.
That is, yes. Yeah, because you imagine how their minds would be absolutely blown if you'd say, hey, there was the fucking brontosaurus out there that was, how high was a brontosaurus? Wasn't it like 70 feet high, 80 feet high?
Pretty fucking big.
Yeah. Oh, I used to love dinosaur stuff. I used to know that shit.
Dinosaurs are sick, dude. It literally blows my mind. Like, I saw a thing recently, like this kind of goes with the and I don't know what your thoughts are on it, but I remember being so pissed when I first discovered, like, when they were like, hey, did you know that dinosaurs actually had feathers and like didn't actually look the way that they fucking look in Jurassic Park? I was so fucked off. Oh yeah, you didn't know this?
No, they had feathers, or is this a theory that they had? Or are they sure they had feathers?
They are pretty sure that they had feathers.
Bitch,
look it up, dude. It's fucking crazy. And then there's another thing that said that, like, new evidence suggests that T-Rex had lips. And
that would be so wild.
Dude, I'm not joking.
Dinosaur feathers. Oh my god. Oh my god. This doesn't look right. Ew, a T-Rex with... What the hell is that? No, this is wild shit. I don't like it. I don't like it.
Now look up T-Rex with lips.
All right.
Like, they don't have exposed teeth.
Oh no. Tyrannosaurus Rex had lips.
I mean, it's still pretty scary.
That's not as I'm more okay with this, the way that this looks than the dinosaurs with the feathers. It looks a little odd. It doesn't look as scary, as intimidating, until they open their mouth, of course. So I'm okay. Yeah, I'm more okay with T-Rex lips than feathered dinosaurs.
I mean, I have always heard that, like, birds were like the closest living relatives to dinosaurs.
Yes, I heard birds and what was it? Alligators. Is it alligator? Yeah, did they say alligators and birds? I think are the two closest descendants of. Yeah.
So then when they said that, like, dinosaurs actually had feathers and not like a bunch of scales and shit, I was like, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah.
Like, what are dinosaurs? And there's a great study that was like, it was done. This blew my mind when I first heard it, because I had a friend, Josh. He always thought, like, he was a pretty arbitrary thinker, kind of like I am.
Mm-hmm.
And he always he's like, how the fuck do we know that dinosaurs looked that way? And I'm like, what do you mean? And he's like, we just put bones together how we know bones go together. Based off what we know.
Yeah.
He's like, how the fuck do we know that dinosaurs were put together that way? He's like, we're just using human knowledge to put bones together how we think they go together. And we built giant creatures that were like that. And he's like, logically speaking, maybe it is that way. But like, we don't fucking know.
But you're not 100% sure. Yeah.
And then we found a article about a guy who was an illustrator for dinosaur books for kids or for science books. You know what I mean? He would draw dinosaurs. And he was given a description of what scientists believe the dinosaur looked like, and he would draw the dinosaur based off that description. Well, then they also took the same level of description and gave him animals that still exist today, like tigers and flamingos and shit like that, and said, draw these. And he drew them as crazy looking fucking dinosaurs. And we realized that, like, this dude just drew dinosaurs. Like, he didn't fucking know what the fuck he was drawing. He just drew whatever. We gave him like a flamingo and like random shit, and he drew crazy looking fucking dinosaurs based off these descriptions. So like, we don't fucking know what dinosaurs look like. We just think we know.
Yeah. Well, like even like if you watch Jurassic Park and you hear the dinosaurs making noises. It's like, well, you don't know what noises they made. You know what? You had no clue.
Open YouTube right now and type in what a T-Rex really sounds like. They actually figured it out.
Oh, really? This isn't that one where it was like Jurassic World or something, and they show a T-Rex open his mouth, and it was some like very feminine voice.
No.
Oh, okay. Okay. Which that cracks me up. T-Rex real voice, real sound. T-Rex credit to his studio. This has got to be it. 2.3 months or 2.3 million views. Okay.
I think that's it.
Credit to studio mod.
Yeah, this is it.
Ooh. Okay, that's creepy.
Like, they didn't really
Sounds like a chainsaw. That's a chainsaw. Ooh, no, I don't. No, it kind of freaks me out a little bit.
I like it. Dude, the first comment on the video is respect to the man who went back in time to record these beautiful yet terrifying sounds.
It goes back.
I love it.
Oh.
Yeah, anybody interested, there's a video. It's about 1 minute and 29 seconds long of what a T-Rex really sounded like, allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly, yeah. Like I said, the halfway through, it just sounds like a chainsaw running. Sounds like someone's just revving up a saw. But still, it's still just like, but how do you know? Like, you don't really know. You know?
Yeah, I mean like, I highly doubt I don't know. It's hard to say, man. Because sometimes they say, like, that they chirp, you know what I mean? They didn't actually roar, they chirped and things like that.
But it's good for an imagination. It's good, because, I mean, you never know. I mean, they could be spot on for all we know. But like how your friend even said, you know, how do we really truly know that those? But then usually when they dig them up, though, they're dug up. You know, they were dug up all together, though, right? I feel
would
like
assume so. Yeah.
Yeah, that's how they gathered it, as they saw it, and they.
But his argument was that, like, sometimes they were just partially found, and they had like somewhat of a structure, and then they just like 3D printed the rest of it, and there was like, here's what we think goes here. You know what I mean? Like, we don't know, but
yeah. But a 3D print wasn't around back when they were digging these things up, though, either.
True. Well, they would cast them, resin cast them, you know.
That's true. Yeah.
Hey, well, we have one more on the list. If you want to read it, it's all you.
Okay. The next time someone calls you a jack of all trades, master of none, tell them that's not the full quote. So often you've always heard that phrase, jack of all trades. It's been used to throw shade at you because you're not able to choose one thing as a multi-passionate. It's become a sort of cautionary tale. Excuse me. hey, you don't want to be a jack of all trades, master of none. But honestly, it feels more of an insult than a genuine moment of concern. It says, get ready for your perspective on all of that to change, because that's not the full quote. Okay, so the full quote goes like this. Jack of all trades, master of none, though oftentimes better than a master of none. See, I don't know. I'm okay if someone would call me a jack of all trades, master of none.
I mean,
I wouldn't consider it an insult.
Right. I never would either, because I've always considered myself a jack of all trades, master of none. But when I heard this final quote, I thought, yeah, that's great, because, oftentimes better than a master of one. Because if you have a guy that knows, 25 things about how to make, how to do things in your house versus one guy who knows just one thing and doesn't know a fucking thing about everything else, then it's a lot better. Oftentimes better.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, I'd much rather be, I don't even know if I wouldn't even consider myself a jack of all trades. I'd just be a jack of some trades. And definitely a master of none. Yeah. But that's, that's okay. That's good. I like it.
Yeah. Not bad at all, my boy.
No.
Well, I guess let's see here. Let's do round of super fight.
Yeah, super. Let's do it.
All right. So you, sir.
Yes.
Iron Man.
Nice.
He has a venomous bite. And he's armed with a nail gun.
Okay, venomous bite.
All with the same powers that Iron Man already has.
That's pretty good.
Right. We'll just take Iron Man at his peak and not the fact that he's dead now.
Right.
And I have a gorilla who's wearing a jetpack. Oh shit. And he has scissor hands. God damn it, dude.
I think
you're winning again.
Yeah, nail gun. And then even without the venomous bite and the nail gun, I think Iron Man would be able to take out a gorilla. Because the scissor hands would mean nothing to Iron Man. Yeah, no, that's an easy one. Yeah, Iron Man.
I'm with you. Hey, hold on. I got something else we can try. Hold on.
Ooh, okay.
Okay, this game, I have had it for a long time. I borrowed it from Amanda like years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I've never even opened it. It's from the creator of Super Fights.
Okay.
It's called You've Got Problems.
Oh.
So I assume it's relatively the same style of play.
Okay.
So there's black cards and white cards. And I believe it's probably like a situational type of thing here. So
okay.
Let's see here if the play is relatively the same. Let's see, the white cards are perk cards, and the black cards are problem cards. So what you do is you pick 2 perks, so 2 white cards, and you create the best situation or life for them, starting with yada yada yada. And then each player chooses a problem or plays a problem. Okay. I got you. So we have here I don't know how to handle those ones. So you can sway anybody into your line of thinking.
Mm-hmm.
And everything in your life organizes itself. Okay, but, and I assume you have to talk your way out of this, so. Yeah, you argue why you should. Yeah, you have to basically just argue your way around it. So you can sway anyone in your line of thinking. Everything in your life organizes itself. Everyone you touch turns into an angry bat.
Oh.
and you can never stop peeing.
Never stop peeing?
Yeah. So I'm assuming. Let me. The players argue why your life situation is the best. So you have to really try to imagine actually living with the situations on your cards.
Ooh.
So I wonder if do I have to pick one too? So I'll pick mine. So nobody will ever disappoint me ever again. I always have the perfect phone reception, but every inch of my skin is rotting ham.
Ooh.
And I instantly age 50 years. So I'm an 80-year-old man with rotting skin that's ham, but nobody will ever disappoint me again, and I have the perfect phone reception. So, man.
And I'm constantly pissing while I touch everybody that turns into a bat.
Everyone you touch turns into an angry bat, but you can always sway anyone into your line of thinking, and everything in your life organizes itself.
Huh.
I don't know, man. I'd have to give it to you. I feel like you'd have the better life.
Well, yeah, because you're going to smell like a son of a bitch.
And I'm already, I mean, if I instantly age 50 years, I'm already 83.
Yeah. And then if I'm constantly pissing, I mean, I just wear a diaper. I just wear a catheter. I have a little leg bag. Just pee in the bag. And I just won't touch anybody.
Yeah, I mean, you can always sway people into your line of thinking.
Yeah. So no matter what I do, no matter what I say, it's like, well, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to touch it. You know, it's a good thing to be an angry bat. Don't worry about me peeing. That's all good. Or you just
convince everybody not to touch you.
Yeah. And maybe somebody wants to be an angry bat.
Yeah, maybe.
You know, I can't imagine anybody that would want to be a bat. Or an angry bat, even. I mean, what's the difference between an angry bat and a happy bat?
I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to say it would be me.
Well, that was interesting.
Yeah. Like, I wonder if my peeing, is it just like, am I just trickling? Or am I full on? Is it like full on, like, pee stream? Not that it really matters.
I don't know.
Peeing is peeing. But yeah, like you said, I mean, I already got no matter what I'm saying, everything I say, everyone's going to agree with me.
Right.
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah, I'm giving it to you. You won both.
Yeah, I'm 2-0. That's awesome.
2-0. All right. So as we wrap up this journey through the inexplicably sublime, let's leave you with a challenge. Share your thoughts with us on topics that we've covered today, and what's your take on phrases that we're only saying half of or misquoted things in the world. If you have another pop culture trend you'd like us to explore, or perhaps a mind-boggling question for us, please reach out to us on social media and drop your ideas. Become part of the Sublime Squad. And we're on Facebook, TikTok, Threads, and Instagram, and we're available anywhere you can find a podcast. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button for a guaranteed dose of laughter and enlightenment. And if you like the show, leave us a review. That being said, we'll be back again with something else really fun in the very near future. Thanks for joining me and Mitch, and have yourselves a splendiferous day.
Splendiferous.
Great word.
Word.
Love that word.
That is a nice word.
Bye.
Bye.